So you guys might be wondering, Astroid, first and foremost, why are you standing? Second and foremost, what is this video? And third and foremost, where is Solink? Well, I can answer two of those three questions because we are here doing something a little different. Product provided by, wait for it, Elgato. Big shout out to Elgato. We have a product sent in from them. They gave me a thing in exchange for this video. Total disclosure, I'm actually really excited right now. I've never had a brand deal like this. I've never had a sponsorship, if you will. So this is super exciting for me. But without further ado, put the text on screen. Whoop! Product provided by Elgato. This product in particular is called the Cam Link, which allows you to hook up your camera, your DSLR camera, your camcorder, whatever camera that has an HDMI out. You can hook it up to this thing and it acts as a webcam with your computer, which allows me to make videos like this with an actual camera. That's why the camera has looked extra crispy over the past week or so. And I just wanted to go into detail about the camera setup, and Elgato requested that I make a video comparing the new setup to the old setups. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. I should probably also go ahead and mention that the cam link will be linked down below in the description if you guys do want to go ahead and check it out. And Elgato didn't pay me or anything. Literally, they just sent me the cam link and they were like, hey, do this thing. And I was like, okay, why not? Why not? I freaking love Elgato, and I'm not even just saying that because they sent me a free thing. Like, I genuinely have been using Elgato stuff for like 2-3 years at this point. They make awesome capture cards. They make these little stream deck thingies. This is how I control effects and like make my streams possible, basically. Literally, their equipment is so useful for content creators, and regardless of the fact that they sent me this thing, I'll go ahead and preach that from the rooftops. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into this. So we have three different cameras here. We have the C920, which is this boy. This is the original webcam that I started out with, my OG beginner's webcam. It's a lot of people's beginner webcam. It's a fantastic webcam, especially for the price and for the kind of videos that people usually make starting out. Like, it works fine. It's like 70 bucks. I'm pretty sure you can get it for cheaper too, to be honest. It was 70 when I bought it, but it's probably gone down in price. I'll go ahead and link all the cameras and all the equipment down below in the description as well if you guys want to peep it. But anyways, got the C920 rocking out at 1080p 30 FPS. This video is in 1080 60 because some of the other cameras here have a little bit of a higher frame rate, so we want to make sure everybody has an accurate comparison. Next up, we have the Logitech Brio. I used this webcam forever. This was my daily webcam, my daily driver. Used it for close to 2 years, I'm pretty sure. It was about $200 when I bought it. I think the price might have went down by now, but yeah, it's a great webcam. It does shoot 4K 30, but I have it set to 1080p 60 because that's the resolution of the video, and that's what I'm recording with the Cam Link because that's all that the Cam Link allows. And then moving on to the final camera, we have the Lumix G7, which is my new camera, which is running through the Cam Link, which allows me to use this big, nice camera with my computer. It's freaking great. Freaking beautiful, awesome camera, would highly recommend it, but the Cam Link doesn't just have to be with this camera, it could be with any camera, which is really, really nice. If you happen to have a spare camera sitting in your basement or sitting in your drawer not being used, plug that boy into a Cam Link, check and see if it's compatible first though, that's probably smart, and you'll probably be good to go. But yeah, it's running at 1080p, 60 FPS, totally smooth, and it can shoot, the camera itself can shoot at 4K 30, but the Cam Link does not support upwards of 1080p 60, so that's why I have it at 1080p 60. Now, anyways, without further ado, just to go into how or what I think about all of this, the C920 looks fine. Obviously, you can tell it's a webcam. You can tell, like, it looks a little muted. It's definitely very, very soft, and the frame rate obviously isn't all that, but for the most part, it served me well, and for the price, you really can't beat it, to be totally honest, and I would highly recommend that. Moving on with the Brio, though, the one thing that I really like with the Brio is that it has such a very wide field of view. You don't get that with the Lumix G7. Well, you could if I switched out the lenses, but the lens I'm rocking out with now is, and I'll link the exact lens down below, but it's the kit lens that came with it, so it's nothing too crazy. But yeah, no, with the Brio, you have this huge frame. I mean, it's crazy. It's actually crazy, but that's one thing I really like about it. But you can still tell the image is soft. It's a lot smoother than the C920 just because it's actually shooting in 60 FPS. And by the way, sorry if I'm looking down. It's because I'm actually looking at the image. This setup is really weird. I apologize. But yeah, no, it's a little soft. It's a little weird, but I really like how wide it is, and it served me well. I've had a few issues with the Brio over the past couple of years. I won't lie and say that it's been perfect, but for the most part, it's a great webcam. Highly recommend, and it works pretty fantastically. Now, my one complaint with the Brio, though, and the one thing that really persuaded me to go ahead and get an upgrade was the noise. Like, you can see especially in the darker areas, especially like back here, there's a good amount of noise. And one of my biggest problems was like down here, which I'll go ahead and lift this up to show you guys. Down here with my bed, it gets pretty dark, and when my webcam was in its usual spot in the sitting position, I'm gonna go ahead and dub it. When it was lower and it was filming me while I was sitting down and it had that part in the frame, that part would always have a lot of grain, and it was like right there, and it was always pretty annoying. And it's really, really hard to fix that sort of stuff, especially with a webcam, just because you can't really do much. I mean, there's actually a Logitech G Hub app that they just recently came out with. It allows you to kind of fine tune things, but for the most part, it's still a little shaky. You could tell it's a webcam. But then moving on to what is the nicer camera, the Lumix G7 with the cam link. It looks great. It looks fantastic. I love it. Now, to be totally honest with you guys, I've never owned a camera like this, so I'm still fine-tuning the settings. I'm still trying to figure out how to make this look as best as it possibly can. But the benefit to having a nice camera like this is that you actually have 1000% full manual control over everything, like literally everything. You can fine-tune so much about this camera, especially compared to the webcams. It's a little bit ridiculous. Now, there is a little bit of grain. You can see it a little bit if you look close. Maybe it's not showing up on YouTube. I'm honestly not too sure. I'll have to like double check that when I look at the footage back, but for the most part, you're gonna see a little bit of grain. But as I said, I'm still working on the kinks, still working out all those problems. I'm trying to make it look as best as I possibly can. But even despite the fact that I haven't quite gotten it to where I want it to be, it's still a billion times better than the webcams. I mean, it's so much sharper. The background is blurred, but it's intentionally blurred, so it's not like a bad quality blur. It is a camera blur. It's a focus blur. Which looks really, really, really nice, especially compared to the sharpness of the foreground. And it's just great, man. It's just great. I'll be totally honest, I'm excited about this camera upgrade. I've been wanting one for a little bit now, and it's all thanks to Elgato, really, that I was able to make it happen. I literally told myself, I was like, you know what? If Elgato sends me this cam link, I'm gonna do it. If they don't, I'm not gonna do it. And they did. They were generous enough to do that. So big shout out to Elgato. Thank you for working with creators, and thank you for supporting even the little boys out here, because I know 30K, it sounds like a lot, and it really is a lot, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me. But in the grand scheme of things, especially with a big company like Elgato, it's not the it's not the widest audience in the world, but it's cool that they still support their smaller creators, and they're willing to give people like me a chance. So thank you a lot. Honestly, I'm loving this standing cam just because you guys can see my posters. Like, look at this, man. Look, you got my FMAB poster, my Avatar poster. You never see those posters in my regular cam, just because usually it's like just out of frame. I really wish they were. I should probably move them. They're really nice posters, and I kind of want them in my background. But anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Big shout out to Elgato once again. Everything will be linked down below in the description if you guys want to try and replicate this setup. One thing I will say about the cam link is you want to make sure that your camera gives out a clean HDMI out, because without it, you're going to have like bars and like all the UI elements, like all like the random stuff, on your screen, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure you'll be able to disable that in your camera settings. And Elgato actually has a full list of a bunch of cameras they've tested that work really, really well with the cam link, and you can like see what exactly you're getting with the camera that you're working with the cam link. You know what I'm saying? Also, one other thing you're probably going to want to know about the cam link is you're going to need a power source going into your camera. So I bought a dummy battery, which is a battery that just sits in the Lumix G7, and then it plugs straight into an outlet. That way the camera isn't dying on me midstream. It just permanently stays on, and it acts like a fully functional webcam, except it looks a lot nicer. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. You guys are freaking beautiful. Hopefully you guys somewhat enjoyed this video. Hopefully to those of you guys who are content creators out there, you guys were able to learn something from this video. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. Look out for some more Pokemon stuff, as well as some more gaming stuff coming very, very soon. And I will see you dudes in the next video. Peace! Bye!